damage, overage, and I'm short 120 cases. Okay, we're gonna start with the classic roast beef. Almost. I understand people get tired of it or worn out or whatever, but I love it. I truly could do this job until the day I die.
Previously on Peruvian Trucker.
I'm super ready to hit the road. As I was walking from Ace 2 class to my truck, I contacted driver lineup and I asked them to get me a load ASAP. And it should be arriving tomorrow at some point in the day. Well guys, it's been 2 days since I recorded the last clip. It's around 5 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm still parked in front of the Millennium building at the priming terminal in Springfield. So basically some other driver picked up a load in Nebraska going to Wilmington, Illinois, but I guess they were going to drive through the terminal at some point, hopefully, and I was going to carry the torch and deliver this load for them. Well, I did a quick search on Google Maps, and the furthermost point in Nebraska from the Springfield terminal is only 800 miles away, which is no more than a day and a half of driving. So I'm honestly kind of pissed because I could have been delivering right now. But, well, the load doesn't deliver until tomorrow. That's the appointment time. Tomorrow at 5 in the afternoon, so I'm probably just going to go to sleep soon, wake up at 5, 6 in the morning, and just take it all the way there. And then go park at the Manuka terminal, which is like 20 miles away from the 90. But there's not much more I can do. I could contact driver lineup and try to get another load getting out sooner, but at this point I'm just okay with the load that I'm getting. Plus it's a really good load getting out of the terminal, because after being here, not having to struggle for parking, sleeping a normal schedule, it allows me to bridge that gap between like starting to drive at nights and running hard again. You know, I don't have to worry for parking after delivering this load, and you know, yeah. Well, guys, so it's another day. I'm a little upset, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I already have my next load and I'm still on time for it, so I'm fine on that aspect. But I could be in the Manuka terminal resting right now. Except I'm not, because again, the person who was supposed to bring this load to Springfield took forever. They took 3 days. Even if they only took 2 days at 50 miles an hour, 800 miles should have been covered in that time. But anyway, they took from Saturday. The load was supposed to pick up, I think, Saturday in the afternoon. So all of Saturday night, let's assume that they were at the end of the clock. So all Sunday and all Monday to drive 800 miles. And they got to the Springfield terminal at 8, 9 in the morning, and then I had to wait for the trailer to be inspected on inbound, outbound, meaning that I didn't get to leave the Springfield terminal until 9:55 this morning, making me late to the appointment time at the 90 before I even set off. Yep. And I mean, it was a drop and hook, so they extended that, and that I was okay with that. But basically what they did was they changed the drop and hook to a live unload, meaning that now I have to sit here until I get released. Yeah. And that's pretty much what's going on. I have my next load. It picks up tomorrow, a little bit north of Ohio. Sorry, a little bit north of Manuka, like 30, 40 miles north of Manuka, going to Ohio, a McLean facility in Ohio. I don't think I've ever been there, near I-75. So it's a drop and hook at the pickup. It's a live unload at the drop off on that one. Picks up tomorrow at noon, delivers the next day at 8 in the morning. I'm going to try to see, because initially my plan was to just pick it up, go back to Manuka, and wait until like midnight to start driving, deliver it by 8 in the morning, 300 miles. But I'm debating if I'm going to just like push it, and maybe the load is ready early. I'm going to call them tomorrow morning. I'm going to see if I can just pick it up at like 10 and start driving. And maybe by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I can be within 10 miles from the delivery and just park for the night. Deliver at 8 in the morning on the next day. I have a full clock to get ahead on the next load. But we'll see. It all comes down to whether or not the load is ready on time. Yeah. I'm not proud of this. So I'm out here at the Manuka terminal, finally. I didn't get much sleep last night because this load that I delivered earlier was supposed to deliver at 5 in the afternoon. And the way I drive, it was around 8 to 10 hours away, depending on the speed and traffic. You know, a 2-hour window between 8 to 10 hours seemed conservative. So looking at that, the latest that I was able to leave to make it on time was 7 in the morning. And I didn't, but I wanted to get there earlier if possible because it was a drop and hook. But I was relying the entire time on the person bringing the load in from Nebraska to Springfield, right? So I set my alarm for 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and I was constantly waking up and going back to sleep to make sure I didn't miss a message from driver lineup or from dispatch saying that the trailer was in Springfield so I could get going. And yeah, that just, messed with my sleep a little bit, and it's not really a bad day. We're just off to a rocky start with getting back on the road, getting out of the terminal. But we're out. We have our next load. We're gonna pick it up tomorrow. I'm sorry I forgot to turn the camera when I left the facility. It was only 20 miles away from Manuka, so I'm sorry you missed that time. I didn't get that time lapse for you. But yeah, we have our next load picking up tomorrow. We're going to go to Walmart earlier tomorrow and then head on to Ohio and just get back in that groove. That's what's going on right now. Like, I mean, because I'm relying on other people, I wasn't able to get a good night's sleep. I'm going to finish my Coke, fill myself with caffeine, and jump on the bed. I'm kidding. I'm probably going to watch a movie and then I'm going to jump on the bed. I have more than 10 hours to sleep. Load doesn't pick up until noon tomorrow, but I'm trying to go to Walmart and still be at least 2 hours before my appointment time because it's a drop and hook. Worst comes to worst, I'll come back to Manuka after I pick up and then set off in the night. But I'm trying to get there early to have a full clock as soon as I deliver. And we'll go from there. Hopefully I'll be chipper then. By the way, if you made it to this part of the video, thank you so much for watching. You don't have to stand my mood. But hey, maybe I'm amusing to watch somehow.
The next day.
Man, I'm out of room for shirts, but this would be nice. Well, guys, so it's another day, and what can I say? I'm just refreshed. It was nice being at the terminal, but you can't beat just going to sleep knowing that you don't have to worry about anything, that you can just sleep carelessly. My pickup is not until 12:45 today. I went to sleep at like 10-ish. No, at like, let's say midnight. 11:30 midnight last night, and I just tossed my phone far away from the bed, and just knowing that it doesn't matter, like I don't need to worry about an alarm or anything, but and that just I can just sleep, and whenever I wake up I'll still have time. So that was refreshing. That was really nice. I drove to this Walmart. I got supplies for the week. Having my breakfast right now. I usually buy the Walmart bacon, egg, and potatoes breakfast, but they were out of that. So I got the Jim Beam. This one has 22 grams of protein. If I'm not mistaken, the Walmart one has, the one that is like bacon, egg, and potatoes has like 26 or 30 grams of protein. For cheaper than that, it's like around $3. So, highly recommended. About to go fuel and head to my O1. Still at least an hour and a half early. So, yeah. Okay, so first things first. I'm not proud of this. Clearly being at the terminal didn't do me any good. But I promise that this is the last one. After this, it's all carbonated water and just water. Cutting down the sugar.
Get some help.
There we go. We got a 2024 trailer. I just attached to it, just gotta hook up my lines, do my inspection, and we're good to roll. 90 should be around 6 hours away. Plenty of time to make it today, but it doesn't deliver until tomorrow. So we're gonna get as close as we can and find a good place to park. Let's go. So, I'm not one to brag, but I just won the lottery, guys. I got an overage, a shortage, and damage all in the same load. How great is that? Let me just show you real quick. Damage, overage, and I'm short 120 cases. I got to my delivery address at like basically 6:50 in the morning for an 8 o'clock appointment. Sat there until about 9:55, only to find out that I had the overage, the shortage, and the damage. So there was an overage of 66 cases that they didn't order. They sent that back, left it in the back of the trailer. There was a shortage of 120 cases, and then there was one damaged case. I got a hold of claims, submitted all the pictures and all the documents, pictures of the bills of lading, pictures of the damaged package, pictures of the pallet that's still in the back of the trailer. And I've been waiting since. It is It's 11:40 in the morning, and they just messaged me asking for me to take this one extra pallet that was the overage, to KRC Logistics in Romulus, Michigan, about 80 miles north. So I'm going to try to take this all the way through right now so I can get out of this load and find parking before I get the next one. My guess is that I'm either going to get a Mastronardi load at that point or a JBS load, both around Detroit or both in Michigan. But who knows? There's 100 places that I don't know about, so those are the ones that I do know of. We shall see. Let's roll. Oh, and of course they messaged me right after I finished making breakfast, so I'm just gonna have to eat and drive. Keeping it responsible. Let's go. Well guys, so I finished delivering the claim. I'm right now at a rest area about 10 miles south of Romulus, Michigan. And it's been 4 hours since I parked here. And I just got my next load. Well, not really. I actually called it. I said that my next load was going to come out of one of these two places, either Musternardi in Detroit or JVS in Plainwell, Michigan. They sent me a load that picked up at JVS in Plainwell, Michigan, and it was going to Florida. 2 stops, one in Plant City and one in West Palm Beach. And I was really tempted to take it. It's going to bring my revenue for the week up to almost $5,000. Carried me through the weekend, delivered on Tuesday. First stop Monday, second stop Tuesday. But I don't want to go to Florida. My family's there now. And yes, I can get a Costa Farms load on the way out. I could try to push for that, but I just messaged my dispatch saying that I'm trying to not go to Florida, and if there was anything good on the area, that I would rather take something else. If not, then I would take it because it's still a good load. And there was about an hour of silence, but after that I got the load that I actually accepted, which is picking up in Musternardi, which is the other place that I mentioned. And it's another 2-stop load that carries me through the weekend. It pays a little bit less overall, but I'll be done with it a day early, and the rate per mile is more too. So this is a load that picks up in Detroit, Michigan tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon, and it goes to Cedar Rapids in Iowa, and then to Fargo in North Dakota. The first stop delivers Saturday at 4 in the morning. The second stop delivers Monday at 4 in the morning. So I'm gonna have to push it to that first stop, but I don't think I've ever been to North Dakota. Maybe the one time during training, but I'm genuinely curious to see what I'm gonna get out of there. More than likely a deadhead to Minneapolis or somewhere in Minnesota, or maybe down to Iowa or Wyoming. There's a lot of places, I don't know. We'll see. But right now I'm just gonna go back to the truck, have dinner, and get ready for tomorrow. Okay, so it is 2:55 in the morning. I'm already here at Musternardi. I already checked in, dropped my trailer, and I'm on bobtail parking, as you can see. Load was scheduled to pick up at 2:30 in the morning, and it is still not ready. And I knew it wouldn't be ready because I called them at around 8 o'clock at night, and they told me that they were still working on it. I mean, there was still plenty of time till the appointment time. But they told me that they had until 4:30 in the morning to have the load ready. Yeah. And I also called them at around 2:15, about 30-40 minutes ago, when I was on my way here, and they told me that the load wasn't ready either. And that's perfectly fine. I have all of today and until 4:30 in the morning tomorrow to drive the 550 miles to the first stop in Cedar Falls, Iowa. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm mildly upset because since 10 o'clock at night, I have been getting messages from 3 different people on the dispatch end at Prime. 3 different people asking me, what's your ETA 4001? Did you call them to see if the load was ready? What's your ETA from the 01? And yes, I was late about 2 weeks ago for a load because the notes were misleading. I understand that. And I also understand that Prime wants to cover themselves and make sure that I'm going to be here on time. They're pulling all the stops to, so if anything is to go wrong, fault will fall on me. I don't blame them. And I'm all for communication. I'm constantly in communication with my dispatch, fleet manager, etc. But when it's 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, I'm 40 miles away from my pickup location. You can see that. And the pickup time is not until 2:30 in the morning. It is a little annoying to get a bunch of messages micromanaging me when the load isn't even ready. You know, if it were past the appointment window and they can't know that the load isn't ready because I'm the one that's supposed to call, even though they have the number and they can call. But I don't blame them because it's not their job. That falls on me. Again, I have to call and check that the load is ready and be here on time, etc. Which I did. It's just a little annoying. Maybe I'm just a little cranky because I woke up not too long ago. I didn't even change to my pajamas. I just fell asleep with this same clothes. Yeah, maybe I'm overreacting, but just a little annoyed. On more happy news, today is Friday. I got my settlement not too long ago before I set off to my pickup. And even though I took ACE class while I was at the terminal, I chose not to take the deferred payment. I rather just them charge me the full amount and get out of it as quickly as I can. And I only had the one load getting out of Springfield, the one from earlier this week, in this settlement. And I mean, in a perfect world, I wouldn't be in the hole, but I'm only $600 in the hole for a week in which I only had the one load. So, which was really a half load. So no complaints there. I'm going to be more than out of the hole by the end of this week. So, yeah.
Several song-filled hours later.
Okay, guys. So it is 4:16 in the afternoon, Friday. I picked up, well, I departed at 6:30 in the morning-ish from Detroit this morning, and I'm already 10 miles away from my first stop here in Cedar Falls, Iowa. I found a nice spot at this pilot. It was a smooth, effortless, joyful drive. I drove through Chicago at around 10:30, 11 in the morning. No traffic. There was some congestion, but no traffic. My speedo didn't go under 50 miles an hour. And I'm very happy with the drive. I got some time to think what the best course of action is going to be after I deliver on my first stop, because I gotta move my arm because I'm getting sunburned. This is already sunburned. I need to get one of those shades for the window. But anyway, I was debating what would the best course of action be after I deliver my first stop, because my second and last stop is 450 miles away, but it doesn't deliver until Monday at 4 in the morning. This first stop delivers tomorrow, Saturday, at 4:30 in the morning. I'm gonna be there at 3:30 in the morning. I know they have a long unload time, but I could just drive to a truck stop after I get my unload on the first stop tomorrow, take a 34, and still have plenty of time to do the 450 miles to the final stop, the 90. Right now I have 38 hours on my 70-hour clock. I really don't need to take a 34, but I was having this debate. If I take off to the 90, as soon as I get delivered, I finish delivering at, I don't know, 10 in the morning. Say it takes 6 hours to unload me. If I go straight to the 90, it's only going to be 8 hours, 9 hours. I'll be there by 7 o'clock at night. Struggle to park. And I would sit all of Sunday, and I'll have a full 14-hour clock coming out of delivering the following Monday. But based on how the things have been, even if I had a full 14-hour clock by the time I deliver on Monday, because I drove all the way there, I'm almost 100% sure that I'm still not gonna get anything picking up like right after I deliver. So it really makes no sense to push it and be there to have a full 14-hour clock after I deliver. Okay, so never mind, guys. I was going to go take a shower and relax, but then I saw that sign right there, and I figured it's about time I gave Arby the proper try. Let's see. I guess I have to. Okay, so we'll see what's what. Reefer's on a full blast, APU is on a full blast, and my AC is on a full blast. So I don't know if the audio is going to be as good, but we're going to get down to business. Now, I went through the comments to make sure I ordered the right stuff, and one of the comments said that I should try a gyro. I went in there and embarrassed myself by asking what a gyro was, and I'm not gonna lie, the description was too convoluted for me to want to order that. So I skipped the gyro. We got the curly fries. Let's get rid of the Coke. We have the beef and cheddar. These are actually really greasy. So we have the beef and cheddar. And then we have the classic roast beef. I also have some horsey sauce, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like trying this, so we're just going to enjoy the sandwiches. If you guys watched my video from a couple months ago, I've never had Arby's in my life. I had Arby's that one time for the first time, and I ordered a chicken sandwich. So if you want to count that as my first time having Arby's, go ahead. But classic Arby's, this is my first time, so this is going to be my authentic reaction to a roast beef classic Arby's meal. Okay, we're gonna start with the classic roast beef. Ooh, 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 almost. Let's see. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, let's try the horsey sauce, I guess. Man, this packet didn't come with instructions. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, it's like a mayo. Wow, okay. Let's see. Is it just mayo? The horsey sauce? Is that what it is? I guess so. Wow. Okay, let's see, round 2. Oh, never mind. It looks like mayo, but it has like a little kick to it. Horseradish powder. Okay. Needs a little more horsey sauce. I guess. Okay, I see the appeal. It's actually really good with the horsey sauce. The roast beef sandwich by itself was meh. The horsey sauce makes all the difference. Now, I still prefer Chick-fil-A, but I see the appeal. We're gonna see how the classic beef and cheese fares against this one. Beef and cheddar. Okay, so this one has its own sauce. Huh. Hopefully not on my carpet. Yeah, you see it right there. Okay. I almost want to say that the beef and cheddar is better than the roast beef, but they're both good in their own right, I guess. This sauce, though, this is probably sacrilege, but this sauce tastes a little bit like Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A. I think I'm being redundant, but I do see the appeal in Arby's. They were a big question mark throughout my life, wondering what they served and why were they still in business, but I get it. And that's that. Again, pleasantly surprised with Arby's. I really didn't think that the roast beef sandwiches were going to be that good. As you can see, we still have the fries, and I'm going to attack them in a minute. But before I get to those, I actually wanted to ask you a question. Comment down below, because this is a debate that I've had with friends through the years. Are you a burger sandwich first type of person? You eat the burger first and then you tackle the fries? Or are you maybe the person that eats the fries first so they don't get cold and then hit the burger or sandwich? Or do you eat them at the same time? Personally, as you can see, I'm more of a burger first, fries second guy. Usually, I eat the burger fast enough to where the fries are not cold. This time, because I've been recording, they may be a little cold, but that's me. Let me know in the comments, what's the proper way to eat a fast food meal? Now, I ran out of horsey sauce, and there's only one way to make curly fries. Rise to Chick-fil-A fries level, I guess. Yep. Well guys, so I am 3 miles away from my final stop, my 90, my delivery address, my final delivery here in Fargo, North Dakota. I delivered my first stop earlier today. I had a 4:30 in the morning appointment time, showed up at around 3:35, checked in by 4:15, docked by 4:25, not released until 11 in the morning. So originally the plan was, since I was delivering so early, I was hoping that since I was delivering at 4:30 in the morning, that maybe by 7, 8 in the morning I would be out of there, which was still going to allow me to drive as close to my 90, this spot where I am, and still have time to take a 34 before my appointment time at the 90. Today is Saturday. Right now is 7 in the afternoon, and the load doesn't deliver until Monday at 4 in the morning. But because they took so long to unload me, by 11 in the morning, there was no chance to drive all the way here and still have an opportunity to take a 34. I was going to just take a 34 by my first stop. There was a Love's 5 miles away, and I could have used the 7-8 hours that they took to unload me as part of that 34-hour reset. But once I finished getting unloading, and I literally, the moment I went into personal conveyance to get to the Love's, I got my next load, which is a load that picks up Monday at noon. Now again, this load delivers Monday at 4 in the morning. So in order for me to make it to my delivery address for this load and still be able to pick up my next load, I need to have a full clock, which basically ruined my chance to take a 34 by my last stop and then drive all the way here after. Because there wasn't going to be enough time to take a 10-hour reset between my drop-off and my next pickup. But honestly, I didn't need a 34-hour reset. I still have 28 hours and 53 minutes on my clock. Again, today is Saturday. I'm not going to drive or move until Monday at 4 in the morning. Plenty of hours to pick up and deliver the next load. And my recaps are going to kick in by then anyway. So, yeah. And it actually worked out for the best because I had the best drive, one of the best drives today. Through rural roads in North Iowa, into Minnesota, and now here in North Dakota. A little bit of rain, a little bit of sunshine, green for miles. Yes, flat, so not necessarily as scenic, but still hilly and I understand people get tired of it or worn out or whatever, but I love it. I truly could do this job until the day I die. I had 2.5-ish hours of silence, just alone in my thoughts, enjoying the scenery, music the rest of the time. I love it. I love it. I really, I can't say that enough. And I don't want to make it about Prime, but I mean, I've been having a blast. And again, all because of how accessible Prime makes it for you to get your CDL. But enough of that. So I'm just gonna finish this video right now. I basically have all of tomorrow to, well, all of tonight. You know, it's 7 o'clock at night. There's still plenty of day. But I'm just gonna spend it over here editing some videos and relaxing. But we'll tackle our day off on the next video.